Welcome to Power User with Crash Long Johns. That's me. This will be wrapping up the Novice SharePoint series. Next series will be on Microsoft Novice MS Forms. Today's video will be on SharePoint Hubs, or another great name is we're going to show you how to hubify. So I'll be covering today how hubs will work and how you can set up a hub. You might be asking, what is a SharePoint hub? So think of a bicycle wheel, and in the middle you got your hub, and then you got your spokes, and on the outside you got your rim. So in the middle is that hub, which will be your SharePoint main site collection that you're going to make as your hub. And then at the end of each of those spokes, it's going to be another site collection connected to it, which could make up the rim of your wheel. So basically it's just a wheel and everything's connected to that middle hub. So let's get started and jump over the computer and begin to show you how to hubify. Now that we're at the computer, you'll see that we're at the Office 365 portal. The reason that we're starting here is because we want to cover a couple of things before we really get into the deep dive of how to hubify your actual site collection. First off, with hubs, right now for Microsoft, there's only a current 2,000 hubs per tenant. If you reach that 2,000 amount, you can't create any more unless Microsoft one of these days extends out what the total amount of hubs are, but currently it is at 2,000. The other thing I want to mention is to be able to hub or create your site as a hub, it does require the SharePoint Admin Center. Now, for most of our power users that we're just not in IT and we don't have Admin Center access. Now, I still want to go ahead and show how that's done, even though you might not be able to do it, but that way you can see like what it's doing in the back end. And again, I try to stay away from the whole SharePoint admin centers or the admin centers in general, because mainly it is IT and the focus is again for the power user. But I do want to show how it's done so that way you can get the understanding too. So what we're going to do is on our Office 365 portal, again, you might not see the actual admin button or admin option. And I'm going to go ahead and click on admin, which is going to take us to the admin center. I'm going to show all, and I'm going to go to the SharePoint Admin Center. In here, I'm going to go Active Sites. And then I'm going to go down and select my HR site because that's the one I want to go ahead and hub. Now I have the hub option, and I'm going to say Register as a hub site. It's got its name. People who associate with sites with this hub, if it's left blank, then anyone will be able to hubify to that actual HR site. In this case, we want to make sure that only those that are in the actual HR team can only associate sites to the hub. So we got our HR team members, and we're going to hit save. And that's it. So we're going to close out of these windows here. And we're going to be at our HR home. Well, now, as you can see, I haven't refreshed yet, but here's our HR home. We've got our site navigation and everything's looking good. Let's go ahead and refresh our screen here. Now, as you see, hey, there's something new. We have a global navigation right here. This is because we turned it into a hub. So our HR site collection is our hub. And now we have our global navigation. So I went ahead and created some extra sites to kind of show how we're going to connect these all together. So I got a compensation site, benefits site, an HR manager portal site, which would just be for managers, and HR team home. And with these and benefits, I even added Crash Jr. as an owner. And then for compensation, Crash Jr.'s in there as Reed, but not in the HR manager portal or HR team. It's just the team that has access to that. So we're going to go back to home. So let's get our home set up here. So we're going to go ahead and add some links. So we're going to add our compensation link, which we're going to get rid of our HTTP here because we want a clean slate. And we're going to call that compensation, hit OK. We're going to add another one, which this is going to be our benefits. And let's again get rid of that HTTP at the beginning so we have a clean one. And we're going to call it benefits. And we're going to add our next one, which is going to be our manager portal. And again, we're going to get rid of that. Leading and then our manager portal. And last but not least, we're going to add in our HR team. And then HR team and hit OK. And what we're also going to do is we're going to turn on some target audience too. Just for now, we're going to go ahead and hit save. We'll get back to where the target audience is going to come into play that I turned it on. All right, so right now there is our HR. We got our links. Now, if I go ahead and come to compensation home, you see compensation, benefits, it's got that red, the teal, HR manager's got purple. So we're going to go in here and let's go ahead and connect it to our hub. So our settings, we're going to go into our site information. Now we got our hub site association. Since again, I'm part of the HR team, I can go ahead and associate this compensation site to the HR hub and hit save. All of a sudden now you see that we have the global navigation, but you see that, hey, the coloring and the themes changed. That is because the HR home is the main hub that you're connecting to. Whatever the hub site is, the hub, whatever its theme, color, that's what any other site collection is going to take on once you attach them to the hub. If you unhub them, it's not going to go back to the way it was. That theme is sticky, so when you connect it to a hub and unconnect it, it's going to take on whatever it got connected to, but you can change it back, but you'd have to manually go in and change the look in site settings. So the same for benefits, and if we go into the manager portal, we're going to go ahead and hit our site information. We're going to do HR, hit save, and same for the HR team. Now you might be asking, like, hey, why'd you skip over benefits? So I want to show an example of that. So HR benefits, remember I said that Crash Jr. actually has owner access to the benefits. He's only read-only in compensation and HR home, and he's not in either the HR team or HR manager portal. So let's flip over to pretty much Crash Jr. and we see that he has everything showing currently because again, it's connected to the hub and we have where there is no target audience, even though it's turned on, but everything is open so everybody would see it in the global navigation. So if I go ahead and open up the benefits and we go to benefits and I have Crash Jr. once our page fully loads here and go into the actual site information, as you see, hub site association, Crash Jr. cannot associate that to the HR hub because again, he's not allowed because only those in the HR team are allowed to associate site collections to the hub. I just wanted to show that real quick. Now, if we go back, let's go back to our benefits and let's go ahead and also associate that to the hub. So we're going to go HR, hit save. As you see, all the red kind of disappeared from the top and everything. All right, so we got our HR home. So we got everybody hubified now. Well, so if I go back over here to what Crash Jr. sees, he sees everything. But if he clicks on Manager Portal, it's going to say access denied because again, he doesn't have access. Same for the HR team. It's going to say access denied. But he's got access to the benefits, compensation, and HR. Main portal, the hub. Well, here's how one extra step that you can take because, hey, we just don't want everybody to be able to see manager portal or HR team. So we want to kind of help with that. So if we go back into edit, remember we turned on the target audience? Well, if I go into the manager portal and hit edit, I have this audiences to target. In this case, if I had a manager group, which unfortunately I don't have one set up, but we're just going to use the HR team members to show how this would work. And then we're also going to go ahead and go into HR team and do the same thing and pick our HR team members and hit OK. All right, so we got our target audiences and you can see we got little people showing, so it's telling you that it's been target audience. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. So that's saved. Now, what does this look like now for Crash Junior? Because again, we didn't have it as target audience beforehand, but now we do. Well, if we go to Crash Junior and look at it, this is what Crash Junior will see now. He only sees compensation and benefits. Hey, manager portal and the HR team is not even showing for him. So that's one nice thing. So that way it doesn't have to be present and then him clicking it, getting the hey, access denied, and then him pushing the button like, hey, I want access. And then a site owner of the manager portal or the HR team happen to decline a bunch of requests. This keeps it hidden and will only show for those that are actually in those groups. So that's the one nice thing there. So there you go. We have pretty much covered all the different pieces within the HR compensation benefits, using that audience targeting, how to hub everything together, who would be able to hub things together. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. Thank you for stopping by. Until next time, keep learning.